My colleague Ashwini Chaube ji, Director AIIMS Dr. Guleria, Dean AIIMS Dr. Anita Saxena, Chairman of the exhibition organized here, Exhibition Committee, Dr. Piyush Sahni, all the esteemed faculty members, doctors, residents, other students and media friends, other staff of AIIMS. Thank you for giving me this privilege of being a part of this very auspicious occasion, because birthday, even if it is a 65th birthday, it's always an auspicious occasion and a moment to rejoice and feel happy about. I had the privilege of being a part of this function on earlier occasions also. And whenever I come to AIIMS, I always feel so happy and elated, because it is certainly one of the most prestigious institutions, at least for the medical fraternity and of course for everyone in the country. For any young boy who aspires to become a doctor, his first ambition and his first dream is to get into the competitive exam and pass the AIIMS exam and become a doctor from AIIMS who can later on be called an AIIMSonian. So I always feel that you are all very fortunate to have been a part of this institution, which has a long legacy, long history of contribution from hundreds of stalwarts, and this is the time to pay tributes to all of them. Many of them may not be with us in this world, but their contribution for the development of AIIMS will always be remembered by everyone and will always be written in golden letters in the history. I would love to remember particularly people like Dr. Dikshit and Dr. Vegda amongst the first few directors, and of course Dr. Ramalinga Swami, whom I had personally seen and met on many occasions when I was health minister in Delhi, and I could feel the greatness of his personality and the charm of his personality and the intellect that he enjoyed even in the 90s. So, and this status that we have achieved today, it is all because of the contribution of so many people, so many stalwarts. We know so many stalwarts of this institution who still continue to work even at the age of 90 actively, helping AIIMS also from the background and helping many other institutions. I know people like P.N. Tandon, they are still helping our Science and Technology Ministry on a number of issues. Dr. Guleria's father is, I think, still must be 90. He is 92, he is still quite active. There are many senior AIIMS people who are still helping. Dr. Santosh Kakkad, I know, who has been one of the greatest TNT surgeons, a former director of AIIMS. He is still operating and doing his stapedectomies and other ear surgeries, I think, even at this age. So we have seen so many stalwarts in this institution. It's a great institution, and as rightly described by Dr. Guleria in the long history and the long achievements, I may not repeat many of those things, but I always tell my young doctor friends that it is a privilege and a blessing to have become a doctor, and then for a doctor to have become a doctor from AIIMS is another super privilege. But I always tell the doctors, the next step out of it is that having enjoyed that privilege of having become a doctor, the next challenge before everyone, once you leave the institution or while you are inside the institution, is to become a good doctor and be able to live up to the reputation of a doctor or of the institution that you actually belong to. So this is the challenge we all face in our lives, and I think occasions like this, when we meet, and of course when we remember the legacy, and when we award our young, talented, committed, dedicated, selfless workers, doctors who have done so well and who have contributed very sincerely. So it's a moment for everyone to take and draw a lot of inspiration from such people also. So I would love to congratulate all of you, and this time it's very heartening to know that in spite of so much of tremendous pressure that we all have been facing, and AIIMS in particular has been facing a significant brunt of that also, we have dedicated this function to COVID, and of course highlighting activities related to COVID, highlighting COVID positive behavior and so many other things. We know last time when I came here on 14th of August, I was moved by that map of India, which was shown to me by the resident doctors here on that day when you had all organized a blood donation camp. And the map showed 245 photographs which were dispersed all over the country. In every portion of the country we had the photographs of those doctors and nurses and other paramedics who have succumbed during this COVID while working as COVID warriors. I was just asking Dr. Guleria, so we are fortunate that inside this campus there are not many who, while serving COVID patients, lost their lives. But if we look at the whole country, a lot of our doctors and other nurses, they have all succumbed in big numbers, and their contribution will always be remembered. Whenever the history of COVID shall be written, then their names and their contribution will always be written in golden letters. They will always be remembered, and they will always continue to inspire us. And I feel that I don't know how we can actually celebrate this occasion, because these are very, very hard times, and during these hard times AIIMS has been contributing for the alleviation of the sufferings of the patients of COVID who come to AIIMS or who are referred to AIIMS. But also we have in the last 5-6 months created a couple of facilities trying to help patients and also doctors who are admitted all across the country through all these contact and teleconsultation and telemedicine and various other facilities like that. And every day, as a health minister, I receive calls from many places all across the country where somebody is serious. They want that you please get us, you send some doctor from AIIMS to us, you send a team to us. I know some of the places where our teams here from AIIMS, they have spent sleepless nights away from Delhi, gone there, and a lot of patients and their doctors, they are continuously in touch with our doctors here, including the director. So the contribution of the doctors and the residents of All India Institute of Medical Sciences is monumental, and that is why we can always very proudly say that when the first case came on 30th of January, after that it's almost a journey of 8 months, and in spite of the fact that we were not actually mentally prepared to face COVID in the devastating form that it is, the country has done so well that we still continue to be far better than most of the countries of the whole world in terms of all the relevant parameters, whether it is cases per million, whether it is deaths per million, whether it is tests per million. From a situation when everybody used to be complaining in this country about the very few number of tests we were doing sometimes in April. Today I was just studying the data of today morning. Yesterday we have almost touched 15 lakh tests per day, from a situation where this swab used to go to CDC Atlanta for testing 5-6 years back. Now we have 1,818 laboratories in the country, all created within this span of 6 months, out of which a lot of time was spent in lockdown, where it was difficult to even send things to various places all across the country. We are touching a recovery rate of almost 82%. Our fatality rate is less than 1.6 now. We are targeting to go below 1 also. All this has happened, and then of course the creation of the infrastructure. Almost 17,000 facilities of COVID dedicated hospitals, COVID health facilities, COVID care centers with 18 lakh beds, and almost 12,000 quarantine centers with 13 lakh beds. This all has been created by our people. And then there's so many things simultaneously going around. We all are reminiscent of, we are again and again reminded about the shortage of PPEs 4, 5, 6 months back. Everywhere they used to have a tweet on Twitter, there is a place, a doctor doesn't have a... And today we are manufacturing over 5 lakh PPEs in a day. Most of the state governments in the country, they now say, sir, please don't send us more PPEs. Please don't send us more N95 masks. We do not have a place to fix or keep the ventilators now. So that is the real-time situation right now. Drugs also, we are supplying to drugs like hydroxychloroquine. We are supplying to 140 countries of the whole world. And there is so much which is happening in the Science and Technology Ministry. We are one of those countries which has isolated the virus. We have done genome sequencing of almost 2,000 viruses. We have created biorepositories. We have now 40,000 viruses stored for research by young researchers, young students, industry, academia, clinicians, everyone. So there is a huge lot of developments that have happened in the last 6 months, and I think the medical fraternity in particular, although it has been a total government, total society approach which has helped the country come up to this particular level, but the contribution of the medical fraternity and there also specific contribution of institutions like AIIMS, I think it can never be forgotten. So all those young people who have been awarded, I would request you that when you go back with these awards, it should not be a routine activity in your life. You should now have a definite, focused dream for yourself about something perceptible, measurable, and worthy contribution that you can make out of the dream that you actually develop now for doing something exclusive for the country, doing something exclusive for your institution, for your department. And that can always be done once you start dreaming about it. And once you start dreaming about it, I can only promise you, because I have seen Prime Minister Modi's government from very close quarters with movements like startups and stand-ups and the type of support that the government wants to provide and is already providing to the young people, to the young researchers, to the young innovators, to the young budding scientists. There is everything that you will be supported with. You should only have an idea and the dream to convert your idea into an entrepreneurship, so that you can build up yourself also and you can contribute to the society also. I can promise that you will have the total technical as well as the financial and the intellectual backing of the present government. And the way thousands of people have received support and have converted their lives and have contributed so much, it is not the time or the occasion to describe their achievements, but I would say that the last 6 years it has been a historic contribution from the young people of India and the young budding scientists and clinicians and others working. So this is a time when, at this birthday of All India Institute of Medical Sciences, our young people can basically work on developing new dreams. And I can only tell you with my own experience that if you have a dream and if you start working on it committedly, God will be very kind to you and you will have the support of the society and the nation to fulfill your dreams. Then I would also say that for 65th birthday, like in 2017 at a speech delivered by our Prime Minister at 6 o'clock in the evening at the party headquarters. I was part of that function, I heard it. He said, imagine you were in 1942 today when the Quit India movement was announced. And 5 years later, we got independence. So in 2017, he appealed to all Indians that 5 years later it will be 2022, and that will be 75 years of our independence. And I want every countryman, every professional, every doctor, every scientist, even normal layman, to start dreaming about a new India, which we should be able to deliver in 5 years from now, in 2022. And that is what he has been working since then. And every professional and every scientist is reminding him of his professional social responsibility, about his scientific social responsibility. So I was just wondering that AIIMS ranking, no doubt you have number one ranking in the assessments that are made within the country, say by HRD or by the magazines, etc. But we should now start dreaming about big achievements big achievements where we can improve our rankings internationally, because there we have to go a long way, and we must have some well-defined goals and targets. There should be a goal about 2022, there should be a goal about 2025, and there should be a goal about 2030. That is the minimum modest that I can think of, because like our Prime Minister says that by 2030, we want India to be amongst the top 2-3 scientific nations of the world. He says by 2025, we want to eliminate tuberculosis 5 years ahead of the international goal. Like for 2022, he says, I want to deliver with everybody's support a new India to all Indians, where everybody has smile on his or her face, every child has access to good education, health, nutritional, all those facilities, and we are able to alleviate the sufferings of the common man, take care of our older people, take care of the women, and like that. He elaborates that in. So similarly, I think that now on the 65th Foundation Day, I would urge upon the director to involve the larger group of committed people within AIIMS to brainstorm, aggressively brainstorm, meticulously brainstorm, minutely brainstorm, and let some new ideas be given birth. Let some best ideas be picked up, and let some institutionalized mechanisms be created for converting those ideas into dreams for the AIIMS institution, and so that we can achieve those targets, and those targets of improving our rankings internationally also. And if we work on this principle scientifically, I am sure that we are capable of doing it, we have the potential of doing it, we have the DNA to do it, but the only thing that may be required is that all of you have to start thinking about it. Because routine things will go on and on, but we must strive to have better performance on the next Foundation Day, much better in 2022, and then further better in 2025, and then of course decide something about 2030. I think if we can start with something even modest, at a modest scale, that will certainly mean that our celebration of Foundation Day has been very meaningful and very useful. So this is my small suggestion to the young people, and of course to Dr. Guleria and his colleagues, faculty and others. I am hopeful that we will continue to work and keep the AIIMS flag high. You know that the present government has a very massive agenda of introducing a lot of reforms in the field of medical education. There are so many that have been introduced. At the moment, 157 medical colleges, new medical colleges are in the, you can say, various phases of coming up in development. My colleague Ashwini Chaubey has already spoken about these 22 AIIMS. Almost 50,000 graduation and post-graduation seats have been increased in the recent years since the time Prime Minister Modi. Almost over 10,000 DNB seats are going to increase very soon. And there is so much that's happening. You know, the new bodies like the National Medical Commission have come up. You know that it's not only about the modern system of medicines. Recently, the Parliament has created a National Medical Commission for the Indian systems of medicine. It has created a National Medical Commission for homeopathy, and it is intending to create a National Medical Commission for naturopathy and yoga. So, the government is working on very high quality reforms in the field of medicine. And you know that there is another ambitious program on which the government is working. The Prime Minister has already announced it from the ramparts of Red Fort. That's about the National Digital Health Mission. Our Ayushman Bharat has already achieved so much of significant success for those 550 million people in the country who are deriving the benefit of access to good quality tertiary care services, even though they may not be having a single paisa in their pocket, at the topmost over 23,000 hospitals of the country. So there is so much that is happening. And then, of course, the movement for eradication of some of these diseases like tuberculosis, Kala Azar and measles, etc., etc. We are all working on that. We need active help of people here. I know there is a significant contribution that has started about working on the sequelae of COVID also, because a lot of discussion around this subject also all across the world. We want to ensure that not a single woman who becomes pregnant in this country, she should die for any reason. It should pregnancy should always remain a boon. It should never become a curse, and it is all possible. It's only the meticulous approach that we adopt and the meticulous diagnosis that we do for the causes of these unfortunate deaths. And then, of course, we have to ensure that we are able to provide vaccines for vaccine preventable diseases through the universal immunization program to 100% of our children. We can't be happy with 80% or 90%. So these are some of the challenges, but I am sure that with the wholehearted involvement of the medical profession and the leadership and the support provided by institutions like AIIMS in the country and the commitment of the faculties of these institutions, we should be able to realize our dreams in the near future. So once again, I would wish you all good luck, good health, and pray to God for your future success in all your endeavors at the All India Institute for the country. Thank you so much.